Hi, this is Barbara Batisi, and I'm calling from Florida with A Balanced Life and Nikken. And I'm here to give you a sampling of what it is for us to that have experienced Nikken and want to share. And so we are independent Nikken consultants. And let's see where we go. Here we go. Share. What's that share? Isn't that interesting? Okay. All right. It's not going big now. I don't want to play from current slide. Hey, I love technology. Okay, here we go. Active wellness, the Nikken Wellness Home. You know, it made such a big difference in my life. I suffered with a bad back for 4.5 years, and I have more energy now in my 60s than I did in my 30s. And 4.5 years is quite a long time to suffer with something. But then Nikken came into my life, and these technologies that are all natural and wellness products. So stress is the common denominator here in a lot of illnesses and such. Heart disease, diabetes, fatigue, allergies, sleep, weight, all of that. And sleep, if you had asked me how I slept, I'd say great. I could sleep anywhere and everywhere. I didn't know I was so exhausted. So one night poor sleep drops your immune system by 60%. Well, for me, every time I rolled over, it stabbed me, it woke me up, and I had to go back to sleep. So I was getting uninterrupted sleep all night long. So when Nikken came into my life, I finally started sleeping. I started repairing and recuperating. And like I said, I got my energy back, and I feel so great now. But also indoor, outdoor air and water. All these things can affect our health. And as we start to age, we don't need to get old, guys. We can age gracefully, have our energy and our vitality as we do so. But we need to teach our kids. We need to teach our kids because obesity is on the rise. It's a borderlining between an epidemic and a pandemic. And, you know, we just had to exercise a little bit. I got a little mini trampoline. It just moves your whole lymphatic system, you know, different things like that. And then teaching them how to eat well and sleep. So these are big things, but they make small things can make big differences, right? So that's the answer here. Be healthy by choice, not by chance, and to choose active wellness. So a Nikken certified wellness home has a little of everything: air, water, sleep, nutrition. And I just think that um, I love this house is white, but they must not have any children because doesn't look that lived in. But it's fresh. And that's what mine feels like. I've got animals. I've had godchildren and grandchildren and such. And it makes a big difference when you come in a room and the air is crisp and the energy is fine, and also that you're sleeping better. So this is what Nikken does for us. Like, I love this picture of the greenhouse, you know, because the flowers are blooming and everything's flourishing and thriving. That's what Nikken products can do for you in your home. Help you sleep better, help you feel better, and just tweaking a few things can actually have you flourish and bloom. No. Anyway, so we have a sleep system pack. Anytime you have the word pack, you're going to save money. Tremendous savings with Earth's energy and the sun's energy combined. Water pack, alkaline living water, tremendous, and our shower. What better way? What touches our skin, the largest organ in our body. And here's our energy pack. I like to say our daytime products. And then again, this amazing air purifier, crisp, clean air. So we have amazing nutrition line, which are nutraceuticals and all amazing, and skincare. And sometimes I'll touch on those, but today we are not. We are going to touch here, and we are going to hear, one moment, Elaine's story. Elaine Mathews, I want you to share. Now bring your screen down for me. Yeah, there you go. And it's just amazing, and how you got it in as well. Okay.
Okay. Hi, folks. My name's Elaine Mathews. I'm from Pennsylvania, and in 1997, March of 97, my brother, who lives in Texas, was introduced to Nikken. He had fallen off an overhead crane, landed on concrete, and had many, many aches, discomforts, agonies, and surgeries. Suffered from 90, well, he suffered 7 years, 8 years actually, until he was introduced to Nikken. And he was given the products by somebody at church, and he got the sleep system. He got a thing he put around his neck. It was like a sweatband, and they put the little mini magnets in it. And he had the back flex, he had the seat to sit on, inserts, and the sleep system was given to him. And he's calling me up, and my mom, because we're living together, and he says, wow, he said, I can't get over how good I'm feeling with these magnets. And he's going on, and I'm like, woo, woo, woo. I'm like thinking he walked off the deep edge here. And then he told me what he spent for all this, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Well, he's in Texas, I'm in Pennsylvania. What do I know? I told him he's going to stick to the refrigerator. And he drives home. He decides Mom was having public sale in July, and he drives home at the end of June, 3 months after he got the products. And in 3 days, he drives from Texas to Pennsylvania. Now, he couldn't do that. He gets out of the car by himself. He couldn't do that either. He had to have help, and somebody pull him out of the car and help him into the house. And he's standing up straight, tall, smiling, walking around, laughing, no cane, no walker, and not bent over. And my mom and I had tears running down our face. We could not believe what we saw. And I said, magnets did this? And he said, yeah, my bed's folded up in the trunk. I can take it anywhere. As long I can put it on the floor and sleep on it, and I can get up and go. And he did. He stayed in my house, in my basement, had to go up and down the steps. And he couldn't do that. He couldn't put his own shoes and socks on. You know, and here he was doing all this stuff. He was even on the floor playing with my dog. And I'm like, I just can't believe it. And his wife said, I have a new husband. And you know what? She was right. You know, it was just amazing. Well, I got a few products in July. I joined Nikken. He wasn't going to give me the better price. He was going to make me pay retail. So I joined, and I got the inserts, I got the back flex, and I got the seat to sit on. I didn't get to sit very much, so the two things I loved, especially the inserts, I stood at a job on a busiest highway in Pennsylvania collecting tolls. And my left ankle had chipped a bone, and it hurt like crazy and swelled and throbbed. And I put them in, and all the agony and discomfort went away. And I said, what else do you have? Because now I was having, a year later, I was having headaches, terrible headaches, and I was not doing good at all with my breathing. I was gasping for air. The fumes were really getting to me. And I went to an event, and Dave Stahl's Food shared how put a magnet on the front of your chest and on the back of your chest. And I got the sleep system. I bought it then, and I got the comforter, the pad, and the pillow. And in 3 months, I was a different person. I was breathing great. I was feeling great. My two doctors that I had, one a specialist, one my GP, both wanted me to quit my job because I wasn't getting better on all their medication. And I couldn't. My son was in college. I needed the job. I needed to work.
Yeah.
So I continued on, and by darn, these products worked. I was on a lot of medications, and I wasn't on many at all anymore. I couldn't believe what had happened to me and how much better I felt. And even the other workers that I worked with, they all made comments about, Elaine, you were dying out there. You were gasping. He said, you're doing so good. What did you do? I said, I found the fountain of youth. And I said, I feel tremendous. Well, that was my story. Well, then, my mom and my granddaughter, first came my granddaughter. She was born in 2003. And before she was 2, she had a heart surgery. She had a hole in her heart. And I had her, she went over to Akron Children's Hospital in Akron, Ohio. I had asked my son if I could get the long john top and get an extra large and make 2 size 2 shirts for my granddaughter, because I thought it would help her after the surgery. But I wasn't going to do it and spend the money if he wasn't going to let her use it. And he said, absolutely, Mom. He said, I love my long johns. Oh, and by the way, I gave her an air wellness system too. I had taken one out. I'm in Lancaster County. They're out in Mercer County, which is almost Ohio, and 5-hour difference. And I said, I'll leave it here, this air system, but you got to use it. If you're not going to use it, I'm not leaving this here. It's too expensive. I said, I'll put it in her bedroom. I'll plug it in, and you leave it there and let her use it. And he said, absolutely, Mom. We love she was on the pet pad. They loved that. What did this do for her first 2 years of life? These products. I mean, we'll never know, and we don't want to know what might have been. But anyway, she came home from the hospital. I sent Hattie Jane some pictures of her, 6 weeks after, trying to climb up my legs. And my mom was on the picture. It's the 3 of us. It's the 3 generations. And my mom's yelling at me because don't let her do that. Don't pull her up. And I said, well, she'll only do what she can do. And the doctor said, don't worry. If it hurts, she'll stop. So Chad, I don't know if it was Chad or Amy that was taking the picture, and they didn't say anything. So anyway, you can see her smiling and how happy she is. And, and there's another picture I sent to Hattie Jane of my mom and her right after the surgery. And she's sitting on my mom's lap.
Oh.
And then there's a picture I sent of her now today at 16 years old. And, how happy and how healthy she is today. And thank goodness for hospitals and doctors and all this. I'm not against all this, but I will say this has helped 3 generations in my family. And I'm not making medical claims. I'm just telling my story.
Right.
I'm telling about my family and my life and what I've seen, and how it helped me first my brother, then me, then Emily, and then it went on to help my mom. My mom was having terrible agony in her legs. She kept saying it was her legs. What was her back? And she ended up in Reading Hospital, and she had surgery and back surgery. Afterwards, she had what they call, her feet just dangled. She couldn't walk. She couldn't move them. She couldn't feel them. Wow. And she was 86 years old. And before the surgery, they did all kinds of tests because they wanted to make sure her heart was strong enough and everything else. They couldn't believe how good she was. But she was on the products from 79 to 86. She had the sleep system. When I got it, she got it. She said, whatever you get, I'm getting too. So she took the nutrition. She was a trooper, let me tell you. She went to the events. So anyway, here's my mom, can't walk, can't feel her legs, not in
Hold on 1 second. She's getting the photo up there. There you go.
Yeah, there's Gigi and Emily right after the surgery.
Wow.
And I said, they sure look a lot alike in that smiling face, they're both smiling about the same. Anyway, she just, she wanted to come back. She went for physical therapy. She was in a nursing home. Everything else was working great. Her mind was sharp as a pin. Everything else but her legs. And she was determined. She went for therapy. She did it all. Well, we had something called a palm mag back in that day, and today we have a Kenko Touch that has replaced it. And I put it at her tailbone, and I just let it run, and I put a pillow on top of it so she didn't feel the hardness of it, and it didn't bother her that much. But anyway, she used it. She didn't want to use it, but that's another story for another day, what happened there. She used it, and in 3 months, she walked out of the nursing home with a walker, down a long hall, got in the car by herself, put her feet in. I put the walker in the back seat, and she came home. Now, my son and his wife, one is a PA, my son is a PA, and his wife is a physical therapist assistant. They were two of the people that told me she would never walk. And many doctors told me that. But we were determined to see what we could do to help her. And when I called Chad and Amy and told her she's coming home, they said, she's walking? I said, absolutely. No, that can't be. Well, we're coming home. Well, they came home. They couldn't believe it. Amy said, this is a miracle. This doesn't happen at 86 years old. And her neurosurgeon said the same words. This is a miracle. And he was the one that encouraged her to use that Kenko Touch. I mean, it was a palm mag. Use the palm mag when she didn't want to use it. It was him that convinced her to use it, because she wouldn't use it for me. Anyway, she walked around the house. She had one brace on her one ankle, and she got away from the walker. She was walking, just holding on to furniture. She was doing absolutely wonderful. It was amazing. And like I said before, nobody, I don't care what your degree is, what letters behind your name, nobody's ever going to tell me that these products don't work. That this is all.
You had her at home. You had her at home for how long?
I had her at home from, let's see, we bought the house in 2000, and she was there till 2007, till she had that back surgery. So 7 years she lived with me, and she was on all the products.
Nice.
And then in 2007, she ended up in the nursing home, but then she came home. But then something else happened, which I won't go into at this time.
She's showing the picture now of you and your granddaughter.
Yeah, climbing on my legs. Yeah, that was about, surgery was in September, and I think I was taken in November. So maybe 2 months later.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, and that just shows the quality of life. If we're going to live a lot longer, and we have with these technologies and the medical field combined, right, together,
right.
The recuperation's faster, a lot of things mend, less scar tissue possibly. I don't really know. I just know that it puts it in the body in an environment to heal itself. And if we can do that, then we're going to feel a lot better and have a lot more energy and vitality. Elaine, you were awesome. I love hearing about your family and such. And let me go back to this really quickly.
Do you want me to share about my hand?
Oh yeah, wait. Let me stop. Hold on.
I must say too, I retired early from the turnpike because my mom did get so sick. And I moved from eastern Pennsylvania to western Pennsylvania. And, that was...
Do you want to say anything about these really quickly before I go back to your hand? Let's do that. Sleep, about the water, maybe the water?
I had that sleep system, not that particular one, but I had a pad, a comforter. I had the pillow. I had the sleep mask. I had the water system. Not this particular one, but we had one. We had a portable bottle. Most of the products that are on the tan pad, that's her energy pack. The inserts she had, the Mag Duos we used. We didn't have the tape back then, but that white thing that has the handle up at the top, that's the Kenko Touch today. That replaced our palm mag. And the back thing is the white thing with the black spots. That was what I had on my chest. And my mom had one of those too. And the far infrared wraps, well, that's what I got on my hand. So, you know, and the nutrition, she took the nutrition. We had a Vital Balance shake back then, a meal replacement shake, and I made it for her. And we didn't have too much nutrition in 2004, but later as she got older, we had nutrition that she took. And she wanted everything. She didn't fight about anything, except she didn't like that palm mag at first. But the neurosurgeon convinced her and told her, Avis, do you want to walk again? That's what he said. And she
Now,
said,
I think they can see your wrist thing. Go ahead and hold it up to your camera. Yeah.
Yeah, this
A little
is
higher. There you go.
the far infrared, excuse me. This is the wrap that we use for our ankle.
Mhm.
And it has the hole in for the ankle bone. But what I did is I put it on my hand because it goes up to my knuckles and then it goes up my wrist too, pretty far. And then I have a bracelet on and I have a necklace on because my hand hurts really bad in here. And I'm pretty sure I have a bad neck. I've had 2 surgeries.
You have a chip in there too.
I have the back chip, the power chip right here.
Right.
You know, and I have 2 necklaces on. Here's the one, and then the other one is the black one, like this, that goes with the bracelets.
So the wrap has the ceramics, which is the you know, the one that does the heat and the energy, and then the magnetics just help amplify it. So it's really good you have it on the outside of it because it's kind of enhancing it, but bringing them together, and then your body's just doing what it needs to do with it. That's awesome, Elaine. Let me go finish this real quick. Hold on. So here we go. Discover it, live it, share it, become a customer, like signing up for Amazon, except we please ask you to sign up with the person that invited you or share this with you, because that's how we thrive and do our business with wellness consultants, not to go shop online on Amazon, even though there are some things there. We would prefer it if you bought it through us, and we can also get you savings on all the consumables like the nutrition and the filters and things like that we can save you on. So, and anytime you see the word pack, you save money. So you can become a part-time entrepreneur and get the tax breaks as well. And start having building a business like Elaine did while she was still working. And then, or you can look to become a full-time entrepreneur. All of this is available to you with every wellness home that you create. So look forward to, this, and look at this.
And if we leave with a young 16-year-old photo of the child who loved the Kinkotherm so much.
And had that surgery. Right. Thank you, Hattie Jane. That's awesome.
This is Emily that had the surgery and now 16 and very, very healthy and has the sleep system in her room, the air system. They drink the water. He has air systems all over the house. He's my best customer. He has all the kids. He has 3. They all have the sleep system. They all have an air system in their room. You know, that they have them in the basement, the air system. They have the water system. They inserts, necklaces. He has them on the dogs. He bought a whole bunch of bracelets.
I have it on my dogs too. I have an 18-year-old kitty cat that's got a necklace on with a knot in it. Yeah.
Yep, my dog has it on too. I have a dog and she has the necklace on.
Yeah.
And what we find is that they're happier and they're balanced and they look younger than you would expect in their movements and interactions.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. That's right.
Really comfortable.
Well, thank you guys for taking this time to check us out. Get with the person that invited you and learn more, play with the products, experience them, get a few to have in your, I call it your coffer, because you'll have them for life. They're amazing. All right. Thank you. Bye.
And they'll affect your life positively.